had looked at me for help. Little did he know I really couldn't help myself. So all that fake stuff can miss me. I know why they diss me, but I just want somebody to energize, debate-wise, somehow assist me. The two ways he has ended this debate, y'all, they have to be stuck to what they said. Now, George already made the argument that Brian is so persuasive, right? And this is the talent that he's had since I was in high school, right, when I saw him debate. He was one of my main inspirations to speak the way I do. This is an understanding to where he persuades a lot of, I feel like, this is my personal opinion, that he persuades a lot of people to hear what I would label in the hood as bullshit and see it as truth. Understand that everything that they'll say within this realm is not only worse than what I've heard from a majority of white people, but it hurt me the most because I know they're only doing it because it's a debate. Now I'm going to tell you the truth, y'all, and I'm talking to y'all. I love debate, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to use it to get my kids out. Matter of fact, I'm using it to have the space to live right now. But I can give a fuck about it. You know what I'm saying? When I'm talking about my CEDA debate that's there, when I talk about Carlos and him around, when I seen that little dead body, when I talk about all that stuff, see, none of that stuff matters when it comes down to debate. He said in his speech, he said, I lost my mother, but I damn sure won't lose the debate. I say this, I lost my stepdad, I lost a lot of people, I lost my CEDA debate. I don't give a fuck if I lose the debate because I know I'm a gain in that community. And I ain't going to lose nobody else through the speech that I've created education on. I understand that this debate space is only energizing people to acknowledge me that don't give a fuck about me. I understand that when Devin said new laugh and when he did other stuff like that, that was a strategy to win a debate. That's why I don't take it to him personally. That's why me and him is still cool. But understand this. Understand this. The test is that they failed. Is when I said, let's let Rashad do this debate. He says no, because Rashad is my coach. Rashad coaches us as well. There's no reason to where they have the answer to this. This shows that they're not really about their life. They never provide a space to where people like me, who never had a choice to be gay or not, who have a choice to say queen this. I swear to God, if my mama ever seen me queen this, she told me she'd shoot me herself. Understand that this type of mentality that's perpetuated in the hood that I spit about my rap, which was the argument, is the reason why so many black males are straight, so many D-Lo males, the males that's really gay, that have sex with dudes and they go back to their wife, is because of the same shit we talk about. See, they never acknowledge that. See, they never acknowledge how the black straight body is the most oppressive, the most crazy, the most gorilla. I'm going to rape every white girl in sight, but they never identify how they create that binary which oppresses me and gives white people to oppress me the most. See, it hurt me because when white people hear Ryan talk, they're like, well, shit, Ryan calls you a motherfucking oppressor and straight and fucked up, so when I debate you, damn sure an oppressor. Understand that when we create this binary, we do that crabs in the bucket argument, it is the same reason that white folks use to negate and perpetuate. My grandmother's a Black Panther. My grandmother's the one who raised me. Understand, her being a Black Panther, she always taught me that somebody's going to bring me down. It's not going to be the white folks. It's not going to be the obvious motherfucker. It's always going to be a black dude. I created an organization on my campus called BJM. Black people all everywhere. Black Juice Movement. White people loved it. Black people hated it. Black people tore it down. Black people tried to get me to stop doing it. Understand, this is the argument that we said, crabs in a bucket. Now understand, I understand this is a debate, but this is the sole reason that they should lose. When he says Bush Queen, and he don't provide, again, he never provides a space to where he can acknowledge those people who can't be Bush Queens. When I talk about, my mother says, suck a dick, you die a sucker, she talks about being in hell. Now understand this about my mother. This is the part that's going to throw you off. My mama is gay. My mama is a bisexual. She's a lesbian body that oppresses male gay bodies. He never provides that terminology to where it's the bodies, whereas bodies who are gay that still oppress people that want to be gay in their own aspect on the male side. It's a gender thing. Now understand this. Judges, he assumes your sexuality. This is why they lose. He won't Devin to come up here and that Devin. I believe you're a beautiful brother. I believe you're doing a lot good. But he not complimenting you because, you know what I'm saying, you're so smart. He's complimenting you because you're gay. Because if you were straight, you'll be oppressive just like me. Understand that all these people on this panel was assumed to be straight, assumed to not be gay. I want to understand why some of them cannot get that swaying queer body that he claims for devil. This shows you how they never really got their life. I can make arguments out today, but this praxis argument is the reason why they create these impacts far away everything. They never engage the spits, and it's the reason why they lose. I always have to say code switching because they understand and perpetuate that same white vernacular that we always hear. Reason why they lose.
God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Thank you. The role of the ballot in this debate has been conceived that it is a question of who methodologically and performatively energizes the debate spaces. Why we need to not just talk about what people do on text, what they do on paper, but we have a right to talk about what you have done in this particular space in a historically situated method, which is the Johnson citation, which I dropped to in the last speech. What we do and where we do it and how we do it is something that we have a right to call out systems of oppression that affect me the same ways that they affect me, where I'm supposed to not see me in these particular spaces. It's a question of, I get to call it your performance. It's something that is wrong. You have not answered the role of the judge that says that the judge needs to be an ethical adjudicator, understand that to question the entirety of your performance, you have not displayed the method of how you met our role of value, which means that even if you've won some type of offense that is external offense, doesn't have an offense to you as a competitor. We have met, you have not prescribed the method. Your offense or your argument, how I said 2 Chainz is, I admit to you, I mix it up, just like I mix up artists every day. He plays his Pandora station every morning, and I don't know none of the people. You didn't say a single individual who you rap from, who you played from, what you said, or where you got it from until after I messed up. That's my fault. You complain about these things, but you don't have to talk about that. This isn't a question of being gay versus straight, and the fact that you didn't ask me if I was gay, because that is an incorrect commodification, but we have the right to call you out on your representation in your discourse. When we had the swag debate at Northwestern, I paid attention to what you said, and I took that into account, and I changed my strategies because of the way in which you spoke to me and things that you said to me. It becomes a question of how we evaluate each other. I called you out on all these things about the lack of non-heterosexual representations in your speech, about the questions about the way you represent individuals who are non-heterosexual, but you decide to not go back to the drawing board, and you didn't change any of those things. It's a question of, if it's a question of black goals, it's a question of new epistemologies, you also have not to justify why you decide that Devin didn't decide to deserve to be on this panel. It's not a question of Devin being black and gay. It's not a question of anybody else being about Rashad. In the cross-exam, the first cross-examination, and they have this recorded, we said that should be an all-minority panel, and that they have very specific information because they're situated in lived reality. No, Rashad cannot judge us because Rashad coaches me and coaches you, and when we even asked him, what argument should we read, he walked away from us and wouldn't even talk to us the same way that he wouldn't strategize with you, which is a reason why that's a reason that's why you should reject us. Everyone doesn't have to be queer, but I don't understand how queer people can oppress you. I haven't represented you as a big black scary man, as somebody who's a Neanderthal or somebody who's always hypersexual. I said that the way in which you represented yourself, the way in which you treated us, the way in which you even treated Ryan and the other individuals in this space, that there's things about that. If a white person got up with the same people that you said disrespected you in the prelims, got back up and did the same things, you would have made that a reason as to why they should lose the debate. How can they talk to you as a black man? What if they called you the N-word? What if they said, oh, they decided to rap against you, decided to say, oh, my niggas from the hood? You don't have a right to call them out. I don't understand how our performance is anything different. This is not a question of things in a pen, crabs in the barrel. I don't understand how we're going to approach your argument, how I didn't say you didn't make argument. That's not what I said. I said that you have not made an argument how you meet the role of the ballot. Why would I answer your raps? Why would I go line by line if I don't think there are arguments? Because you know that's not true. This is not a question of doing anything to win a debate round. This is debate. We have to compare performances. We have to compare methods because this is a long, very dirty, very messy process. But this does not give you a right to decide where you don't have to even talk to Ryan after cross-examination because you're mad at the idea that certain bodies, certain black gold isn't worthy to sit on the panel that you are sitting on. Your talk, we have not disregarded what you have said, but I need to take into the office that they're trying to win is all things that link back to them. They made an argument how we are crabs in the barrel, but you're talking about how Ryan is going to be talking some bullshit and make it sound shiny and cute. And in 2AR, we haven't done anything of that to you. I didn't say anything about your future speech. I didn't say you characterized him before he even got up. I don't understand how your preempts in this speech is any different things that you're talking about. I don't understand how a heterosexual person can oppress you. Yes, I understand that your mother may have said things to you. I grew up in a Christian household, could watch PG-13 movies until I was 17, but that's not a reason as to why your representations, your performance, and your practice is good in this particular debate. You made an argument about how we are just focused on the game. No, debate is not just a game. I think debate is something with revolutionary potential. I would not have worked. I would not have done LD. I would not have done policy. I would not have done all the things that I have done if I thought it was just a game. I wouldn't have been bothered by the fact that you didn't want Devin on the panel because I thought the debate was just a game. That wouldn't have been the issue. The easiest thing for me to do would have been to strike these two lovely people of color, and I would have got the white people in here and read my Bojack file of all up in your ass. That is the question that you're talking about. You have talked about how I didn't let Rashad judge. That's all you guess. I don't know what the panel likes. I don't know why you frame Devin as the only individual who is gay or queer because you haven't asked any of the panel. I don't know what Jim Schultz does in his free time, and I really don't care. It's a question of black representation in the quarterfinals of the CEDA National Tournament where last night all of us celebrated about the beauty of blackness and wherever you're from the ground. And when you win this debate, you're going to talk about the beauty and necessity of black gold, but when it is convenient for you, only when those individuals have a voice and something that will lead to you, where their social location isn't something that's open that you think will be a strategic decision as to why you win. I have not disrespected your arguments. I said that you did not make an argument about the ways in which you had met the roll of the ballot or a counter roll of the ballot. There's nothing that we have done in this debate round to try to challenge you or say that you have made an argument, because I wouldn't have spoken this long and I wouldn't have dropped my citation. The reason I didn't read a card in this debate is because y'all don't read cards. Your arguments about surveillance don't make any sense in this debate because, first of all, we didn't surveil you. You're the ones who ran a deferral strategy. You didn't even offer a method and decided to go for 2AC impact turns to the performance of the 2AC and the 1AC. You also, I don't understand after your performance in this debate where you get to ignore us, where you get to strike people and decide when black gold is really beautiful, and when you don't even have to cross-examine my partner about his particular struggles, where I'm not supposed to have the right to surveil you, where I should trust myself. If I'm walking down the street and there's police on one side and there's a whole bunch of people on the other side which I don't think look trustworthy, then it's a question of where the fuck do I get to go? My job is not to make debate for you. All people don't have to be queer. You are straight. You can make your arguments. It's not a crab in the barrel, but you must be held to your performance because it was messed up.
Can you number a little bit? I just missed the third round this morning.
Excuse me, pardon.
I thought it was a Towson University student page. Well, no, it
I read
could
an
be.
article about that earlier too. It's over here actually.
Yeah.
Matthew Commander.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll be using the velvet club strategy with them, trying to just ignore them, and it's just, yeah.
White gaze.
Come March, you gotta be able to speak.
Anybody got some water? Help a brother out? Or somebody else? Thank you, King. Thank you. Oh, we good? Okay.
We're great, thank you.
Ready? We started off in the backyard. I'm that boy, I hate to lose. If I lose, you can get blues. I'm that hard, life started from a bad memory. Daddy loved drugs, you can't take this from him. He loved us, went from neighborhood jackers to neighborhood stackers. I-10 riders to I-10 shackers and Madison's on that bottom on that PCP. Walk in the tool with a school who won't beef with me. Got addicted to selling drugs, marijuana, and coke. Mama, she dropped her hands and let me go. The rest you know, I ain't got to explain. I be the man since I went on my own. Now you look at me grown, posted up behind the same thing on Wyoming Street. Big stacks, big decks, and some artillery. As a matter of fact, I got the remix to Trinidad James, All Go Everything. Now we the dawn, ring the shit, no alarms, real cute face with the nappy top. All goes hell, that's the magic spots. At the south, my nigga, give me 30 minutes, I give you the right to you. Got the hard, my nigga, give me 30 minutes, I give you the right to you. Goddamn, I'm turning up. The knowledge broke, I don't give a fuck. Goddamn, it's fucked up. The streets dry as hell, the work high as fuck. Debating like this ain't easy, man. Lots long as hell, but this ain't easy, man. If I ain't know this shit, I ain't bounce with you. I talk a lot, but I ain't no counselor. This debate was popping, I'm guessing. Woo, so you throw the ballot, I'm catching. Street knowledge connoisseur. I bet y'all didn't have no clue. All go like Montana. Tony, they said, look, I thought we was homies. Damn. Young killed the remix, and everybody like it, goddamn. Hey, swag is ever changing. You know what I'm saying? The man can't tie shit down, you know what I mean? Like go from swag to style to stilo, you know what I'm saying? When they say we don't have assets, we don't get our swag or whatever, like this literally when it kind of makes us, this turns their act, they literally make us a zone of sacrifice within the debate space. Now that makes us become ties down and surveillance and co-opted into whiteness as a reason to reject them. So 2 Chainz and Trinidad James can be a part of resistance. And like when they are, and then their
James can be oppressive. You see how we
no, but and then they already said they were different, right? They already said we're different. So Ryan get up here and try to put us together. That's gonna also be a diss out, and the reason why they lose. It'll be the same example of like when the Black Panther Party guy was sent. Now when these two different methodologies, 2 different people got together, where they made it easier for them to be surveilled, for them to be trapped there, for them to be fucked up or whatever. That's literally how the affirmative is gonna function. And on top of it, whatever, if you said. Remember me verse? I thought the niggas was rolling me to the end. Mama told me that was rolling me from the beginning. Like, they make zones of sacrifice, more vulnerable to surveillance. Like, study what they system silences politically and socially, the 2 Chainz and Trinidad's of the world. Like the system that functionally and politically, socially, silence the 2 Chainz and Trinidad James of the world. The axis functions as a surveillance. Like the Gilliam said, it's an authoritarian surveillance. Its definition is a form of knowing which discounts, excludes, and objectifies the subjects within its gaze. When Elijah says our practice was entirely fucked up and our presentation was terrible, like this is literally the link what Gilliam was talking about when he's talking about the authoritarian surveillance that discounts and excludes. This basically turns the act because they degenerize the debate by making us literally a zone of sacrifice within this debate space. And then remember that happened in 1AC and said that zones of sacrifice are predetermined? Like that literally became like they literally show how they were linked into that. Once we started getting up and start talking about like literally when we started when we did the all gold everything Trinidad James, he had already predetermined that that's 2 Chainz How I'ma chop that down? Like this when we talking about the crabs in the bucket where they literally characterize motherfucker by anything and take it down or whatever. And also showing you how they literally say anything. Every time we start talking about, you ain't talking about us as niggas. It's either niggas, faggots, or it's women. Like this type of divisiveness. You see what we're talking about? Like then within the one of y'all even got up again and still perpetuate the same notion that was able to turn the dark-skinned black person towards the light-skinned black person, towards the field slave, towards the slave in the house, towards the gay black person, towards the straight black person. Like this is literally what creates that divisiveness and makes it where our forms of resistance become delegitimized and becomes, you know what I'm saying, like more fucked up. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we niggas. Thought we was. Hopefully still is. But, you know what I'm saying, when we get to that question, they asked us, he said that we didn't give any argument to how to judge the debate. That's surveillance. Like, this is them trying to perpetuate that, you know what I'm saying, for us to be kind of tacked down and struck down or whatever. Like, what's good about our strategy is, it's ever changed. That's why I gave y'all a remix for the all go everything. You know what I'm saying? We can't be tied down. Can't be tied down. That's a thing of swag. And your ballot, and their ballot argument only functions to create division and reveal family business. The 1AC implies we are responsible, but we are with you. This is what we thought we were. You know what I'm saying? Like, they must focus on the social worth before you get to the political. And when you get up and kind of talk about, well, what 2 Chainz don't do for this, whatever, like, that is literally how they kind of, like, delegitimize social worth of these individuals. You know what I'm saying? Making it where we can't allow for, like, making it where we can't use their methods of resistance. Shit, 2 Chainz might have some to teach us. Or Trinidad James might have some to teach us. Or shit, Blue Boots might have some to teach us. Because these are the individuals that society renders to be, ex-convicts, criminal, demons, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So they have really some really intellectual, some really beneficial information to give to, you know what I'm saying, our forms of resistance. That's gonna be a reason why we end up winning this debate. And on top of that, everything you get, when they literally get up, when the 1AC, when the 2AC got up and said that the presentation was fucking terrible, the practices was entirely fucked up, it was bullshit we was talking, like that literally turned their whole act and literally made it where the only thing you can do is vote neg, because they literally make us the song of sacrifice that they literally showed they predetermined before the debate was even happening. Vote neg. All right.
This debate is about debating the performative and methodological exclusion perpetuated by the negative to prop up the matrices of power that leave violence inside the debate space, whiteness, and internal exclusion intact. Your ballot then should be in favor of the team that best performatively and methodologically energizes the debate space. Where does George meet the role of the ballot in the 2 and R? We are going to win that the performance of the 1 and C was problematic inside of this debate. Let me provide some framing mechanism for you inside of this debate. Motherfucker, we are ass. We started the discussion. You have to remember that the 1 and C was in response to the 1AC, which was no response at all. He gets up here and talked about Rhonda. Where in the 1 and C he talked about Rhonda? We ain't talking about no motherfucking Rhonda. This is our argument about how it is that they get to propagate the strategy that allows for us to not even be those niggas that you say we're supposed to be. You sat up here and gave your predetermined 1 and C with Jackie bobbing all offbeat to you on the dance floor. You know what I'm saying? And then it was supposed to be us that was the ones who came in here and was supposed to do anything to win this ballot. Right? Let's talk about their affirmative. Let's talk about this whole notion of black go. I'm still sorry, but they don't have a really good defense of why Devin is not on this panel. In terms of this debate where there is an explosion of blackness inside of this particular space going on, the one judge at this fucking tournament who won a CEDA championship doesn't have the ability to evaluate an all-black debate inside of this space, but it's your niggas are the ones who hold you back. Right? So you tell me how their methodology literally deconstructs zones of sacrifice inside of the debate. You prop up those zones of sacrifice and then characterize the affirmative as this. We're the motherfuckers that held you down. I didn't even give a fucking 2AR yet, and they all, in every fucking speech, they made characterizations about me talking bullshit. If anything, I'm one top speaker because I don't speak bullshit. I tell you the fucking truth, and the fucking truth was the fact that they came into this motherfucking debate and tried to characterize our affirmative because Dominique and Kane didn't have shit to say last debate. No, let's be real about it. You want to talk about the bars, the reason as to why they're going for this, Jillian. The result, the decision that you gave us last round was that you throw your opponents off. Right? We threw them off in the debate because of aggression. That was the strategy of the 1 and C to try to throw the affirmative off in this particular debate. But I'm sorry, honey, I didn't fall for your trap. We don't do that. We delegitimize zones of sacrifices right in front of our particular faces. Right? Why is it that when he talked about Devin was automatically gay? That was the reason why he should have been on this panel. Because Devin's gay, that makes him a great role model for me to look up to. But it's more important that he is a black face who has engaged in the struggle of politics to evaluate this debate. We understand that they can't access that, but I would like to also point out another thing. What do you mean some people can't be gay because your mama beat your ass? I understand that struggle, and this is going to be a very fine line that I'm going to walk, but I'm going to motherfucking do. Your mama beat your ass. My daddy and my mama beat my motherfucking ass and told me to quit hanging out with my motherfucking sister because that was the only person that I had. But what happens when my dick keeps getting hard because I'm looking at a fat ass of this man? How the fuck am I supposed to rationalize that? What do you mean you can't be fucking queer? What do you mean? This is always how the blackness and the queerness of our advocacy always get pushed aside. We become the bullshit. We become the zones of sacrifice for debate. We have to recognize that this activity is affected by the same structural inequalities that allow the hood to be segregated. Why is it that all the queens hang with the queens? Why is it that I look like a fucking linebacker instead of just a big bitch? Do you see what I'm saying? This is the shit that allows for exclusion inside of the debate. You're supposed to be our homies. And then this whole notions of surveillance. I didn't surveil you. I came and asked you. Did you strike Devin from this panel? I came and asked you. It wasn't a matter of checking with the fucking tab room. Fuck them. I want to talk to you. Because you're the motherfucker that mad. You told us, yes you did. You struck him from this panel, but you don't have a defense of why that was. He said over there because them breaking the new app and all of that other bullshit. But then he turned around and said that the black man is always in a position to where they commit violence upon somebody else as a turn to our advocacy, right? That means
means that Devin then becomes that black man that does violence to them inside of this particular space, as if you wouldn't do something worse, Jim. It's not that you don't have the ability to judge this debate, or you don't have the, the requirements that is needed, but it's the question of why is it that we can trust you more than Devin? Why is it that we can trust you more? This debate should have been about black voices. What the fuck? You made this argument about me coming up to you before the rounds. You damn right. I go to everybody, all the black people, and say good luck before every fucking debate. Win, lose, or draw. That's because I care about you motherfuckers. Y'all are my niggas, like you said. But how it's apparently I'm gonna get up here and spit all this bullshit. That's bullshit. We don't make this more vulnerable. The method of distancing allows for this to be a space that is vulnerable because we are not conscious of the things that we do inside of this particular space. Even if their strategy is one of ever-changing, then you should probably cross-apply his analysis about those DL men. That DL-ness, that when you can go fuck some pussy and then put your dick in some pussy, that is what their ever-changing allows for you to do, and then get to co-opt that identity because it's those DL niggas that always tell us that we're the fags, that we don't deserve to be niggas inside of the hood. That's the shit that our affirmative talks about. Now that's real talk, sweetheart.
Besides it being really awful.
It was mad funny because like the first time that I had
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
That's our kind of right. Yeah, come on.
That's what I'm saying. So, and then